Let's take a look at the chart for Bitcoin. Okay, so let's take a look at this chart because I don't know, I'm kind of confused right now. I don't know if we're bearish or if we're bullish. Actually, honestly, I'm a little bearish, but I think I'm going to be wrong. So that's why I'm saying I'm kind of confused. But in my last video, we were looking at this uptrend right here, and we broke this uptrend going to the downside. And then after that, I was looking at this little downtrend right here. Maybe something like this. Actually, it was maybe something more like this. And we actually did finally break to the upside of this uptrend. We had some resistance. We broke that going to the upside. So now what I'm looking at is, it seems like we're pushing up is basically what I'm thinking. However, the other thing I did, we haven't broke the top. And the other thing I did was set up the Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top because we broke that trend line, and we haven't broke out of this Fibonacci box yet. We haven't broke that higher high yet. The other thing is we have this resistance over here, and we haven't broken out of this zone in general yet. So I think if we could break out of this, if we could break like this level right here, or let's say something like this, then I think that is when I'll be able to be more comfortable or more confident saying that we're going to the upside. The other thing is we still have this downtrend on the daily time frame. If we go to the daily real quick and we zoom out, we have resistance. I've been talking about this resistance, and we have this trend line going to the downside from those 2 points. So yeah, it does look, so we have this resistance right here, we have this downtrend. It looks like we're coming into contact right there with that red line, where that red line is. Like I've been talking about, I'm kind of curious if we're going to be able to break through it or if we're going to get rejected. And I don't know, the volume's kind of declining as well. This is the daily time frame. We're getting some green candles, but they are kind of, yesterday's was bigger than today's, and I don't know, before that they're red candles. So I'm just kind of curious if we're going to be able to break through or if this is going to reject us or not. I guess you could argue that we have an uptrend, maybe something like this on the daily time frame. Maybe something like this is holding support. Like I said, I think the main thing I'm watching is this resistance line and then maybe this support line. Let's see. And I think I talked about this in my last video too, that on the daily time frame we're kind of like in this triangle pattern that's basically playing out. We're kind of in this area right here, but I'm kind of curious if we're going to break up or if we're going to get rejected. The other thing I don't like is, let's go ahead and delete some of these lines. Actually, let's just go ahead and delete everything. I want to look at the moving averages, and the one I don't like is the one I do like is the daily time frame. This is looking really good actually. So this is another kind of confusing thing is we broke below the moving average right here, got rejected, pushing down. We broke below it right here. We're getting support on it. We bounced on it twice already. So this is good in my opinion. And we broke above the 180, which is this bigger one right here. This one isn't probably as significant. We broke below it right here, and then kind of, I don't know, this one isn't as bad, but it's just good being above them. It's not, I'd rather be above them in general than below them. And so in general, the 9 moving average is actually crossing the 180 moving average and it's pushing up. We're above both of them. But if we swing over to the weekly time frame, the weekly 9 moving average is still above us. And I don't know, it just looks like we're trying to come in. I don't know, it's possible that we break through it, honestly, but I just don't know. We're still below it. That's the one thing that kind of, I don't know, that I'm kind of skeptical, that makes me kind of skeptical, is because we still haven't broken through it. Once we do, then I'll be more comfortable on thinking that we'll at least be heading to these previous resistance levels, something like that. The other thing I was noticing is, I don't know, I guess you could kind of draw this a couple different ways. I don't know. Let's see. Watch, if we do a bottom trend like this, and then we have a kind of, I don't know, it just depends if you use this resistance, or this resistance, or this one. Like I said, I'm probably watching this top one right here, but I was also kind of playing around with, like, I don't know, this one kind of looks like a rising wedge right here. We have something like this, but if you drag it down over here, which is the other one that I was using, I think, in my other video, it looks kind of like we're in a rising channel. But like I said, we have been getting resistance up here, so I don't know. That's the main reason I was kind of looking at it. I don't know, that as a possible rising wedge, and it does look like a nice little pattern like that. Like the rising channel doesn't look as nice as this rising wedge does. I mean, that looks pretty good, like pretty textbook rising wedge. And like I said, the other one, the main spot that I'm really wanting to break above is here. A rising wedge isn't necessarily bearish. I mean, I think the probability is higher that it's bearish, but it's also possible that it breaks to the upside. If we did, we'd just target it like a channel pattern. We drag from the top to the bottom, something like this, and then drag it to the breakout. If we, depending on where we broke out, something like, let's say we broke out right here, we'd be looking at around 56,990, which does make sense, and because it does take us up to the previous resistance. These resistance levels are the next pretty much areas that I'll be looking at if we can continue to break up and try to test new targets, or find new targets, should I say. If we could break this level right here, I think this is the next level that I'll be looking at. Let me know what you think though. Do you think we're going to get rejected and go down, or do you think we're going to break up and continue to head to the upside? Like I said, I'm kind of, I don't know, I have this feeling that we're going to get rejected, but at the same time I have a feeling that I'm wrong about that. Like, the thing that's making me really skeptical is this weekly 9 moving average. If we look at the daily though, it looks really good. The moving averages on the daily look like they're swinging up like this. I really like seeing these like little cup patterns, like where we're coming down and then it kind of starts swinging up, and then we start getting support on it. So that looks pretty good in general. And then if we go to like a monthly, we actually bounced on the monthly over here on this monthly moving average. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're actually bouncing on this monthly, but we are testing it. We are testing this monthly as well. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. I was kind of curious though. I want to show you guys this rising wedge, possibly, or I mean, it's possible like it's in this channel pattern instead. I don't know. Main thing I'm watching though is this previous resistance. We've been watching this for a while. This was the target. We came up, hit the target, we started trending down. Now it looks like we're coming back in to test it again. Let's see if we could break through it. Let's do a red horizontal line, something like this, and we can delete these ones. I think this is probably the main line that I'll be watching, somewhere at around 51,700 or 800 approximately. Let's see, where's the top? Maybe 51,900. So between 51,007 to 900 approximately. I think we will want to look at this weekly 9 moving average though. This is sitting at around, we could do another red horizontal line somewhere around here at around 40,857, or maybe a little bit lower, like 54,750. That's where it's sitting at right now. I mean, it's a moving average, so it's possible it comes down a little bit as time goes by, but yeah, I mean, I just think in general this might give us some problems, and I think both these red lines are possibly going to give us problems if we could break through them. These will be the next lines that I'm looking at, and then if we could break through those ones, I think the next areas that we'd be looking at are like the previous tops or previous resistances. We're on the daily right now, but I think we could probably even do another one, maybe something up here at around 60,300. We're going to have to wait and see though. Let's see if we could continue this momentum going to the upside. It's kind of crawling up, and like I said, we have that rising wedge, but it's possible that we could break through to the upside as well. So yeah, let's see. All right, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think we're going to go up or down? All right, if you guys like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to technical analysis, check out this playlist right here. It'll basically give you a rundown of how to follow along with my videos. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.